conversation, in an office environment, okay, at a workspace. Just give me a moment. Just adding some of our learners. Okay. I'll move to the next slide. Can someone read just the English sentences? Please don't read the Hindi sentences. Just read the English sentences.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I had to say this. I am sorry to say this.
Okay. One says, I hate to say this. I'm sorry to say this. I hate to say this. मुझे ये कहते हुए बुरा लग रहा है. I'm sorry to say this. मैं ये कहने के लिए माफी चाहता हूँ. That's the slight difference here. Please read the sentences here. It says, जब किसी से असहमति, so basically you don't agree with someone, okay? Or if you are unhappy with someone's behavior, you want to convey your unhappiness about someone's behavior. So there are ways in which you can put it across. There are ways. So the basic idea of the topic is, without offending anyone, there is a way in which you can put across your views, your opinions, and criticisms without offending someone, or if without hurting anyone's feelings. Okay, let's continue. Still adding some of our learners. Okay. So welcome to our pro learners who've just joined. Please ensure that you all take turns to answer. Please allow one person to read when or complete the question or reading the sentence. Please take turns. If you are done reading, please allow someone else a chance to answer. Okay. We've just started with the topic. The first slide was a conversation, okay, at a workspace. I'll just go back to that. You all can quickly go through this. Our learners who've just joined. So there's a conversation in a work environment about dress code. One person wearing the same tie every time and not getting his or her shoes polished. Okay. So that was the conversation. We've just started with this. Let's start with the exercise. Can someone answer the next one, please? Others are requested to please be on mute. There's some sound in the background. Thank you. One person, please. Guys, please answer.
To be honest, your trousers are a little tight.
So you pronounce the word as honest. H is silent. Okay. So to be honest. Okay.
Honest. Yes.
Honest. Yes. H is silent. Pronunciation is honest. So to be honest, your trousers are a little tight. Okay. Thank you. Let's continue. So this is the way in which you express. Okay, let's continue. Next. Yeah, please continue. Can someone answer the next one?
I hate to say this, but I did not like this cake.
Cake. Okay, so I hate to say this, but I did not like this cake. Okay. Right. I think the timer is probably stuck on my screen. That's fine. Just okay, it's okay now. I hate to say this, but I did not like this cake. Okay. First one clearly is grammatically correct in this case. Next. Guys, please take turns. Please allow someone who has not answered an opportunity you don't have to ask my permission. Just unmute and answer.
I'm afraid we don't allow slippers in the temple.
Sorry, what? Just a moment. Can you read the sentence again?
I'm afraid we don't allow slippers in the temple.
Thank you. The sentence here is, I'm afraid we don't allow slippers in the temple. Okay. So basically, when you say, I'm afraid, it basically means that it's a polite way of telling someone that might disappoint someone. However, you don't agree with someone. Even when you don't agree with someone, you can say, I'm afraid, but I don't agree with your suggestions, for example. I'm afraid, but I don't agree with the policies and procedures of the organization. So I'm afraid is used as a phrase to convey something in a polite way without offending someone. When you tell someone that you don't agree with them, you use I'm afraid. Okay. I'm afraid, and I hate to say this, yeah, but I'm afraid a little more subtle, a little more polite. Okay. Let's continue. So this is just a sentence. I'm sorry to say this, but you need to wear something else. I'm sorry to say this. So probably a person is not following a dress code, okay? And it could be a colleague or it could be a supervisor who's informing the person that I'm sorry to say this, but you need to wear something else. You need to wear something appropriate. This is not in accordance or as per the rules and regulations or the dress code of the organization. Okay? So I'm sorry, I'm afraid, I hate to say these, I hate to say this. These are phrases we use to convey something in a polite way. Okay. Can someone read the sentences here? Just the
Don't,
English. Yeah.
yes, sir. Don't mind. Don't mind him saying this.
Thank you. Don't mind. बुरा मत मानना. Don't mind me saying this. मेरे ये कहने का बुरा मत मानना. Okay. So don't mind and don't mind me saying this. Okay. We'll have a look at some examples. Guys, we have a lot of pro learners. Once again, my humble request is please allow everyone an opportunity to answer. Yes, it's good that everyone wants to answer. I have no issues with that. It's just that the slides are limited. The idea is to involve everyone. So if you are done answering, please allow someone else to answer. It's okay. If the timer runs out, it's okay if someone takes time to answer. It's okay. We have time. We have 1 hour. Please allow everyone to participate. Okay. Thank you. Let's continue. I want someone who's not answered to answer the next one, please. Yes, please go ahead. Anyone else who's not answered, please tell me your name and then answer so that I'm aware.
May I read, sir?
No, just give me a moment, Suresh. I just mentioned something, right? Please.
Himanshu here.
Yep.
Here.
Yes, go ahead, Himanshu.
I hope you don't mind me saying this, but you make a lot of noise while eating.
Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely right. I hope you don't mind me saying this. I hope you don't mind me saying this, but you make a lot of noise while eating. Okay. Correct answer. Thank you. So critical sentences or observations that you can convey something in a polite manner. Okay. If you change this sentence and you just make an imperative sentence, you make a lot of noise while eating. Okay. Sounds a direct statement, right? You might offend someone. So that's the difference in using terms like I'm afraid, I hate to say this, I'm sorry to say this. Okay. Guys, I can hear some sound in the background. I request others to please be on mute. Thank you. Okay, let's continue. Next person, someone who's not answered, I want the person to answer. There are a lot of names I see have not answered till now. Please go ahead. Anyone? Please tell me your name and then answer. Thank you. The next one. Can you see the ninth slide now? Yes, guys, someone who's just joined, not had the opportunity, please tell me your name and then answer. Guys?
Abdul,
Yes.
I hate to say this.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So I hate to say this. Can you complete the sentence? Basically, this is a complete sentence. What I want you to do is make another sentence starting with I hate to say this.
I hate to say this. Your dress is not good.
I want you to rephrase the sentence. Use appropriate in place of good. And I hate to say this, however, or but.
I hate to say this.
But continue.
Oh. But you don't mind?
You've already said, you've already mentioned, I hate to say this, right? Your sentence was about a dress, right? About clothes, basically.
Clothes.
So I hate to say this, but
your dress is not properly wear.
your dress is not appropriate for the occasion, for example. Okay. Or your attire, the better way to say is attire, A-T-T-I-R-E. Okay.
Okay.
Attire isn't appropriate. Okay.
Right.
I'll repeat the sentence, or is not, or isn't. So this is how we work on sentence construction. Okay. That's the reason I asked you to complete the sentence. So can you repeat the sentence now? I hate to say this, but your.
I hate to say this, but your dress is not
Appropriate.
Appropriate.
Appropriate. Okay. Thank you. Yes.
Welcome.
So yes, I hate to say this. I hate to say this, but your attire or your dress is not appropriate. Okay. Isn't appropriate. Okay. Just give me a moment, guys. Thank you. Some of our learners got disconnected. Guys, some of you have been getting disconnected regularly. Please check your connection. Please check if you all have cleared the cache, etc. That could cause trouble. So if there are continuous issues, just delete the cache, delete history, log out, log in, or uninstall the app and install again. Most of you must have joined through the Hello English app. So please ensure that you keep clearing the cache. Okay. I hate to say this. Thank you. There are some sentences on the chat here. Says, I hate to say this, but you are creating a misbehavior. No. You are misbehaving in the class. I hate to say this, but you are misbehaving in the class. Okay. That's the appropriate sentence. I hate to say this, that your shoes are not polished, but your shoes are not polished. That's fine. But your habit of eating I hate to say this, but your habit of not eating on time is not good or isn't appropriate or isn't right. That's good. So some of the sentences on the chat are non-pro learners. Please look at the sentence construction, work on those sentences again, okay? Rephrase the sentences. Some of the sentences are grammatically not right. The ones that I just corrected, I hope you all got it, okay? Please rephrase the sentence, okay? Okay, let's continue. Next person, I want someone else to answer. Please tell me your name and then answer.
Himanshu here, so
Just give me a moment,
Don't
Himanshu.
mind.
I will continue. We'll come back to you. I want other learners to participate as well. Guys, someone who's just joined, not had the opportunity.
Don't mind, but you are looking fat in this attire.
Okay, thank you. Your name, please?
Praveen.
Arun, thank you. Thank you. Don't mind, but you're looking fat in this attire. Okay, attire is clothes, basically. Okay, what you wear. Okay, clothing, clothes. Okay. Next, can two of our learners just read this as a dialogue?
I think client may not be too happy with your logo design.
Okay, can someone
Oh,
reply?
Kevin? Why?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
really?
color,
Why?
Just a
the
moment, guys.
colors are too bright for a bank.
Oh, what else is wrong?
Yeah, right to logo for a bank. I am afraid you will have to design it again.
Sure, I will come up with some other ideas.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
So I think the client may not be too happy with your logo design. Oh, really? Why? The colors are too bright for a bag. So yes, even when you wear formal clothing or any dress code for that matter, even in that or with that dress code, there are certain things that one has to keep in mind, colors, you know, etc. So that's what they are discussing. Okay. Next. So I've had Himanshu, Abdul, Praveen answer. I want others to participate, please. I can see Jyoti, Shraddha, Imtiaz, then Dipali, Deepak, and there's a number here, 7082. Guys, I want you all to answer as well, please. Okay. Yes. Can someone answer? Just tell me your name and then answer, please. The names that I mentioned, I want you guys to answer as well, please.
Shraddha. The design is very modern, but the hotel may not appropriate it.
Appreciate. I'm sorry, there was someone else also who was answering. I'll come back to you. Sorry, I didn't hear you clearly. So can you read the sentence again, Shraddha?
The design is very modern, but the hotel may not appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Okay, so the design is very modern, but the hotel may not appreciate it. Okay, or may not like it. Basically, the design is modern, but might not be according to their sensibilities or what they are looking for. Okay, so correct answer is appreciated. Okay. Yes, I'm sorry. Someone else was also answering this one. Your name, please. I could not hear you clearly.
Shraddha. Shraddha
Who was
Kanekar.
trying to answer along with you. Thank you. There was someone else who was trying to answer. Okay, Imtiaz. Okay, you can answer the next one. Okay, just a moment. Your voice is not very clear. Can you hear me? Can you respond? Okay, okay, that's fine. You can answer the next one, Imtiaz. Go ahead. Take your time, no problem. मुझे आपको यह दोबारा करने के लिए कहना होगा. Yes, Imtiaz.
Sorry, sir, I clicked the second one.
That's
one
okay.
is wrong.
What do you think is the correct one?
I think it's. I will have to ask you to do it again.
Thank you. That's correct. That's okay. That's correct. That is the correct one. That's okay. End up selecting an incorrect one. At times it happens. It's okay. No problem. Your answer is right. I will have to ask you to do it again. That's correct. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Yes, Dipali, you can answer the next one. Can you hear me, Dipali?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
I am not surprised. She's angry. You shouldn't have used her laptop without asking.
Very good. Thank you. I'm not surprised she's angry. You shouldn't have used her laptop without asking. Okay. I'm not surprised. Okay. Correct answer. Thank you. We have Arun, Deepak, Jyoti.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Please answer the next one.
Yes, sir. I give answer.
Read the sentence. Tell me what is the correct answer. I want you to read the sentence.
Sorry to say this, but there are a few things that could be improved.
Very good. Thank you. Sorry to say this, but there are a few things that could be improved. Basically, this kind of a sentence statement, you would make this kind of statement when your opinion is being asked. Okay, you are being asked about. Guys, I request you all to please be on mute. There's a lot of sound in the background. Okay, thank you. So when someone asks about something, okay, your opinion is being asked. So let's say your manager asks you, do you think everything is okay? Is everything working well? How is the team performing? What about the office? Do you have anything to share? There's a way in which you can put it across, right? You put across your views. Sorry to say this, but there are a few things that could be improved. Okay, so it can be anything. It's just that this conveys that you're concerned about something. You have something to say. Sorry to say this in a polite way. Okay. Next, Jyoti, Nemichand, and Deepak.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, answer the next one, please.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Please answer the next one. Just be on mute. You can unmute and answer. Okay. Yes, tell me.
Third number, sir. Third.
Please read the sentence.
Don't take this the wrong way, but it needs to be rewritten.
Okay, thank you. इसे गलत तरीके से मत लेना, लेकिन इसे फिर से लिखने की जरूरत है. Probably, you know, the speaker in this case is an editor who has been given an article by someone who works under him, by a writer, a content writer, and he's telling him, don't take this the wrong way. इसे गलत तरीके से मत लेना, इसे फिर से लिखने की जरूरत है. Or maybe your boss is telling you that you've put in the effort, however, it needs to be rewritten. Okay, rewritten is to basically write something again. Okay, फिर से लिखने की जरूरत है. Okay, don't take this the wrong way, but it needs to be rewritten. Thank you. Okay, Who's yet to answer? Deepak. Deepak, can you hear me? Deepak, Jyoti, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Please answer the next one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hello, may I answer?
Yes. Go ahead. I was waiting
Be
for your
more
answer.
careful in the future.
Can you read it again?
Be more careful in the future.
Very good. Thank you. Be more careful in the future. Okay. Thank you. So there is a sentence on the chat here. It says, sorry to say this, you could wait for me. You need to rephrase this sentence. It could either be, sorry to say this, but could you wait for me? Or sorry to say this, you could have waited for me. Different meanings, but you can rephrase your sentence, okay? Thank you, Jyoti. Let's continue. Sonam, can you hear me? Just joined.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please answer the next one. Oh, I'm sorry. There's no next one. We are done with the topic. So well done, guys. I'll probably we still have a lot of time, so I'll ask you all some questions. You can answer that. I'm going to do a quick recap here for the benefit of our learners who joined late. So we were discussing, the topic that we discussed was making some negative sentences or criticizing something, putting across your views without hurting someone, okay? To criticize something. However, there are ways in which you can do that. There are polite sentences or phrases that you can use, like, I'm sorry to say this, I'm afraid, okay? So here there are some sentences, okay? Please go through this. I hate to say this. Just focus on these phrases. I hate to say this, but there have been complaints about your clothes. I'm afraid wearing the same tie every day is not professional. Well, I have to say, that's also another way. I hate to say this, I'm sorry to say this. मुझे यह कहते हुए बुरा लग रहा है, मुझे ये कहने के लिए, मैं ये कहने के लिए माफी चाहता हूँ. Okay? I hate to say this, I'm sorry to say this. Okay? To be honest, again, another phrase you can use. I hate to say this, we just discussed. I'm afraid. Okay? This is for the benefit of our learners who joined late. Okay, so please make a note of these phrases. I'm sorry to say this. Don't mind me saying this. These are also two other phrases you can use. Don't mind, bura mat manna. Don't mind me saying this. Mere ye कहने का बुरा मत मानना. Okay. I hope you don't mind me saying this. I hate to say this. We just discussed that. Don't mind. I'm afraid you will have to design it again. Design is very modern, but the hotel may not appreciate it. I will have to ask you to do it again. So do it again, or I'll have to ask you to, or I request you to do it again. Okay. I'm not surprised she's angry. Sorry to say this, there are a few things that could be improved. So if someone's asking your opinion about certain things, you can use this phrase, sorry to say this, I'm afraid there are a few things that could be improved. I hate to say this. Don't take this the wrong way. Don't take this the wrong way, but it needs to be rewritten. Okay. Be careful in the future. I think that was the last slide. Okay. So well done to our learners who got most of the answers right. The ones who didn't, it's okay. We're all here to practice. We still have some time. Let's see if I have some phrases that I can discuss which can be used. Okay. Just give me a moment. In the meantime, if anyone has any questions about the topic that we discussed, please feel free to ask. Okay. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask me. I'm just checking some phrases that can be used, or if I have an exercise, we'll do that. We still have some time. This was a short topic. So you say the idea of these phrases, basically, why do we have to use these phrases like I'm sorry, I'm afraid, I hate to say this is time and again in regardless of our respective professions, you will come across situations or you have to criticize someone's work, you have to criticize or you have to analyze, give a feedback, etc. There are ways and there's a skill that is needed to express your views or criticize someone without demeaning someone or without offending someone, okay, without insulting someone is what I mean. Okay, so that's the reason we use polite phrases. Okay, when I say demeaning is basically without disrespecting someone. Okay, so you could possibly be working as a supervisor, there would be 5 or 10 people working under you. You'll have to give them feedback about their work, what is right, what is not right, what can be worked on, what are the areas of improvement, etc. Okay, so that's why ways of expressing criticism is extremely important in all walks of life. The phrases that we came across were basic phrases, okay, however, very useful. There are other phrases that you can also use, like with due respect. You must have come across this. With due respect, I do not agree with your assessment. With all due respect, or with due respect, with all due respect rather, or with respect. Okay. When you disagree with someone or criticize someone, you can use that. So I'll type this: with respect or with all due respect. Okay. I'm just sharing some phrases. With respect, with due respect. I'm bound to say this, or I have to say this. Okay. I'm bound to say this, or I have to say this. To say the least, or to put it mildly. Okay, you must have come across, how do I put it across, or how do I put it mildly? Mildly means basically not in a very aggressive tone, in a mild tone, okay? In a subtle way. How do I put it across in a subtle way? Okay, in a lenient, rather a gentle way, a sensitive way. So gentle is appropriate. So to say the least or put it mildly. Okay, I'm typing those phrases as well. You all can make a note of these, and in your free time, make some sentences using these phrases. Okay, as a sentence construction exercise. Okay. We also say, don't get me wrong. I think that was a part of the topic as well. How shall I put it? Or let me put it this way. Okay. This is a very common phrase that most managers use when they conduct team meetings or town hall meetings, basically give updates when they want to put across a point where they know that they don't want to point individuals, but talking as a collective group to a collective group, addressing a group. So statements like, let me put it this way, how shall I put it, or let me put it this way. Okay. To be fair, in all fairness, to give someone their due. These are fine. This can be used in other contexts as well, but yes, it's fine. Okay, so these are some of the sentences you can use. Okay. Okay. See if I have some more phrases. Okay, anyone has any questions about any of these phrases? Anything that comes to mind, please feel free to ask. Anyone, guys? It's called constructive criticism. Yes.
Sir, can you elaborate to be fair, in all fairness, to give someone their due?
To be fair, okay, so to be fair means here in this case it means to be just, to be equitable, basically impartial. So to be fair here is used as in all fairness or to give someone their due. Basically, to give someone their due means to give someone the recognition for their effort. Okay, to give someone their due. Okay, to be fair means to be just, to be impartial. Okay, and in all fairness also means the same. For example, you are discussing with a friend or a colleague, and he has a different point of view. He or she has a different point of view. You are presenting a counterpoint, or your views are different. You can say, in all fairness, I think what the person did, or I think what the organization did, they had their reasons for it, for example. So you don't agree with the person, but you are trying to probably defend someone or put across your views which don't match the other person's views. Okay, or maybe defending someone. To be fair, he did this, or to be fair, the government had their limitations. To be fair, our boss had to make certain changes to the structure, for example. Okay, so that's what the meaning is. You use these phrases in different contexts. It just depends on what is the context of your conversation. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Let me see. You must have come across, managers, supervisors asking questions in a very constructive way. They know that the results are not great. For example, the project probably was not a great success. Most managers won't come and ask you what happened, why did it go wrong. Okay, they'll ask you in a polite way. Probably, they'll first highlight the points that were made or that were good, and then they'll ask you, where do you think we went wrong? What do you think is the reason for this? What do you think went wrong? So what are the difficulties? What are the challenges you all have come across? I'm just giving you an example. So there is a way to praise someone, and there is also a way to criticize someone. It's called a person is made aware about the shortcomings, yet is encouraged to do better. Okay. There are some questions about the start time, guys. My session starts at 4 p.m. Okay. There are sessions that happen every hour. If you have any questions about different timings, what is the first session, what are the timings for the afternoon sessions, etc., please send an email to premium@helloenglish.com. Okay, just typing the email address here, premium@helloenglish.com. If you have any doubts about the sessions, please send an email to clarify. Okay. All right. Anyone else has any questions? Anything else? Any doubts? Guys, anyone, anything to say? Any doubts, any questions? Please feel free to ask. We still have time. Okay. Just give me a moment. Let me see if I can share something else as well. So you asked me about sentences related to be fair. For example, there's an example given here. It says Vicky's schoolwork has been poor this term, though to be fair, her English has improved, for example. Or she never calls me, though to give her due credit or to give her due, she always remembers my birthday, for example. So basically used for making your criticism or someone or something seem less strong by mentioning something good about them. So that's when you use these two. Okay. I'm just checking if I have some more examples. Let me see if I share. I was just checking if I can share some phrasal verbs related to work. Okay. So I have some questions for you guys, some general random questions. Anyone who wants to can answer. Okay. So this is just good to know information. So since we were talking about work and work environment, I thought let me share some commonly used phrasal verbs related to work. Okay. Office, basically work. So what is the meaning of back up? What is the meaning of backup? Can anyone explain?
Like if
BACK? Yeah, backup.
like if someone has a work done, like if someone have done something, okay, and maybe like let's take an example of a computer. If we are doing something on computer, but previously when there were simple computers who don't have any, backup or something, we just write on, and if the light was gone, then all the data will be deleted, like was deleted, right? But
Yes.
currently if we see the laptops have all the backups, like if the light gone, we have the battery backup to
What is
to have.
sorry to interrupt you. What is the meaning of backup? You're right. What is the meaning of backup in that case?
Backup is on the thing which, if the first thing can't work out, then the second one means we have a backup, we have a second plan to work on.
Yes, so that second plan is called, basically, when you say backup in related to work or anything, it is basically a copy of something, okay, a record of something. So very good answer, very good explanation. Thank you. So you're right. Your example is very good in terms of computers. Yes, generally we have backup, so it gets auto stored. So backup basically means make a copy of something. Okay. Don't forget to back up your files, for example, as a statement. Okay. So backup means to make a copy of something. Don't forget to back up your files. Okay. Good. Thank you. Okay. So let's continue. Yes, guys. Anyone has any questions on the chat? Yeah, please ask. You don't have to take permission. Please ask. Go ahead. There's some sentences on the chat. Waiting for your question. Just a moment. Okay. What about draw up? DRAW. Draw up. What is the meaning of draw up? Can anyone explain? What is the meaning of the phrasal verb draw up? Anyone? Your boss tells you, yep, go ahead.
Draw something or start some meeting or some business.
Second part, you're close to the explanation. So when your boss tells you, for example, plans have been drawn up for the new project, what does that mean?
Prepare a plan for the project.
Absolutely. So basically, draw basically means to prepare a document or a plan. Okay. Prepare a document or a plan. Okay. Good answer. Thank you. What about phase out? What is the meaning of phase out?
खराब हो जाना.
Phase out does not mean kharab ho jana. It has a different meaning, context. When I say, for example, let's say some companies have decided to phase out. What is the meaning of it? It does not mean that they've gone.
They are decided to stop working.
Yes, so, but phase out is the difference between stop working and gradually stop work. That's the difference. So when you say phase out, the term phase itself indicates that it does not stop abruptly. It is a gradual process. So when companies have decided to phase out, means they've gradually decided to stop working or purchasing something or dealing in something. Okay, so phase out is gradual stop, basically, not sudden, gradual. Okay, over a period of time. That's the difference. What is the meaning of fall through? Anyone? FALLTHROUGH. What's the meaning of fall through?
To go through, I think, in between, like fall through something.
Go through is a different meaning.
Like it is a kind of that,
Collapse.
like.
No. I'll give a sentence, for example. The project fell through due to lack of money. What is the meaning of this?
Project fell through means due to lack, means it is stopped due to the lack of money. It is
Very
being
good.
stopped.
Basically means fails. Okay. Fall through basically means come to nothing or not happened as planned, for example. Okay. Let's hope the deal doesn't fall through. Means let's hope that it does not fail, basically. Okay. So fall through basically means come to nothing. Come to nothing means fail. Okay. Come to nothing means the result is zero. There's no so the result was not beneficial, right? Come to nothing, right?
Oh.
Right. What about fill in? FILLIN. Fill in for someone. What does it mean?
Complete something.
No.
To take part of another person, like like kind of a backup. Like if somebody is
Replace.
absent, somebody is absent, then the other person needs to take that his or her place to
Very
work
good.
on the
So
same
that
thing.
means when you take someone's place, you replace someone, right? So very good answer. Yes, to replace someone. So for example, let's say Amit filled in for Abhimanyu when he was ill. What does that mean? That I replaced, or Amit replaced the other person when the person was ill. So to fill in for someone means to replace somebody at work. Okay. Can you fill
That's
in?
true.
Yeah. Can you fill in for someone? You can take a name. So can you fill in for Himanshu, for example? Means can you replace him for today or certain length of time at work? Okay. What is the meaning of layoff? Lay, layoff.
Means a person needs to stop his or her job. Layoff means he needs terminate. Means the person is terminated from the job.
That's correct. That's correct. So the company plans to lay off 20 employees, for example, means they plan to terminate employment of 20 employees, for example. Okay. 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 What is the meaning of pull out of? Pull out of, pull out of. What is the meaning of that?
बाहर निकालना.
No.
Pull out.
Anyone else?
Cover something desperately, deliberately, or forcefully.
No. I'll give a sentence. One of the companies pulled out of the deal yesterday. What is the meaning of this?
Remove.
Pull out basically means to withdraw an agreement. Okay, withdraw an
Hello.
agreement.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Buddy, I request you to please be on mute. You have a question? Please ask me. Hello? Yes, good afternoon. Please ask me. Okay, so we are talking about pull out. Okay, pull out
So
basically means to
pull
withdraw.
out of.
Withdraw.
Double F.
Pull. Yes, that's correct.
No, sir. Pull out of. You said.
OF.
So
Off.
single F or double F?
OF. Off.
OF. Okay.
Yes. One of the companies pulled out of the deal yesterday means they withdrew the agreement. Okay. All right, guys. Well done. So thank you so much for your valuable time. For the benefit of our learners who want to register as pro learners, please